All right, I'll be honest, this Computex has got to be one of the most exciting ones that I have ever seen. I just got back from the show floor and I had to check out just one more display, this time from Alienware. And this is actually going to be the Alienware AW3926QW. Now, this one's going to be a 39-inch 1500 R-curved 5K 2K Glossy RGB tandem W OLED. And in my opinion, and I think you'll see in just a second, this is probably going to be the best ultra-wide that money can buy, point blank, period. This thing is really exciting. I mean, it's got no white subpixel. That means you're going to get better text clarity. It's 165 Hz at the 4K ultra-wide resolution, 330 Hz at the 1080p ultra-wide resolution, and get this, it's going to be HDR 500 True Black certified. So that's going to be significantly brighter as well. Now, it does also come with DisplayPort 2.1, to HDMI 2.1, and a Type-C. But let's break down exactly what makes this thing so special, because I just rambled off about a ton of specs. But let's start off first with the RGB stripe subpixel design. Now, this is really important because it's going to massively improve the text clarity, and it could potentially have other benefits as well, but only time will tell. And let's start in on the text clarity. So I will tell you guys, this is going to be something that's a little bit hard to talk about when I have limited hands-on time and they're just showing games. But what I will tell you is that it did look incredibly clear, and I did confirm that yes, in fact, not only did they tell me and confirm, but I also used my phone to confirm that yes, the subpixel design is RGB. So no white subpixel means in theory it should be less bright. It's actually more bright this time around, which is pretty incredible, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But also, yes, you're going to get those benefits of removing the white subpixel for the color as well as the text clarity. Now, also, it is using a glossy coating, which is a huge upgrade over the absolutely disgusting matte coating that LG originally debuted on their 39-inch version. And also, because it is using their new tandem panel, you're going to get better color and ambient light handling. And finally, let's talk about the brightness, because I did confirm with Alienware that yes, it is in fact gonna be HDR 500 True Black. Now, that's really interesting because all the other RGB striped subpixel design W OLEDs have actually dropped down to HDR 400 True Black. So that means this display is actually not only going to have better color and text, but also better brightness. That's absolutely wild. And across the board, this might be one of the best monitors you can buy in 2026. I'm really excited to review this one. I'm definitely going to be reaching out to Alienware to see if I can, because yeah, the specs alone are looking really good into my eye. It also looked good, but I did actually go ahead and ask Alienware, how are you able to get HDR 500 True Black when everything else is going to be a little bit less bright, I guess? And they basically told me, well, LG just let us do it, or the panel that they supplied us with, it just had more unlocked power, and that's just how it is. So to me, it seems like, for the most part, at least in my opinion, I feel like at this point, LG display and Samsung display, I don't think it's necessarily burn-in. I think that's part of the problem, but I think the larger issue with the brightness on these panels is just coming down to how LG and Samsung display are restricting the power on these displays. So if they would just unlock the power for their partners, I think you would start to see brighter and brighter OLEDs, and I think this is the first, I guess, result of that sort of happening, or maybe LG kind of tiptoeing into the idea of allowing their partners to have more power on their displays. So if you guys want to see more displays with unlocked power, even further unlocked power and higher brightness, let them know in the comments below, and hopefully we can actually go ahead and make a change, maybe sooner rather than later, through our feedback to LG, of course, respectfully, please. But in any case, on top of that, in terms of the brightness, what you can expect, I was told probably around 300 nits in a 100% window, probably around, I guess, 650 in a 10% based on the panel attributes, and then it looks like probably 1300 in a 1.5% window. Now, in terms of the pricing, it sounds like they're trying to target $1,100. I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up being a little bit more, but we'll have to wait and see whether or not they can actually hit that target. And in terms of a release date, we're talking around, potentially summer. So if it is going to be summer, I would guess at the earliest, probably at some point in August. So there you have it. There is probably going to be the best ultrawide that money can buy, and I can't wait to get my hands on one. And so make sure you guys are subscribed for more Computex coverage and future reviews, hopefully including this monitor coming in the near future.